After using the hottest prize-linked savings account in America for 5 months, it's time for a full review. The experience of using the app, the returns I've gotten, the new developments that have been rolled out, there's plenty to cover. Let's talk about it. Hey, I'm Brendan, and every week you're subscribed here, you'll get a new video on personal finance or the productive use of your time and money. Remember that it's always important to invest in profitable companies, in quality time with people you love, and most of all, in the like button. Of course, the app that I'm talking about is Yotta Savings. In case you haven't heard of Yotta, it's this new for America prize-linked savings account. And what that means is that a bank securely holds your money, and in the meantime, you get entered into a sweepstakes. And you can win money, you can win a Tesla, you can win up to $10 million. And by the way, someone just recently won that Tesla, so it's proof of concept here. Congratulations, dude in California, winning that Tesla. Question for you to answer in the comments. If you could, would you take the Tesla or would you take the cash value of the Tesla transferred into your account? This whole model of a prize-linked savings account is not new because a premium bond has been something that's been around overseas since 1694. That's literally older than America. Obviously, your odds of winning large sums of money are really tiny, but it's a lot more fun than a traditional bank account, and your odds are probably pretty good to out-earn banks right now. I personally started using Yotta on September 14th, 2020. Initially, I only deposited $25 because I was a little bit skeptical of the whole model. Like, would this app just swallow my $25 or would it be okay? And $25 is the minimum to get started. And after the first time you download the app and deposit at least $25, you get 100 bonus tickets to start. Typically, you only get 1 ticket for every $25 that you deposit. So this is like an initial boost just to get the ball rolling. And that first week, I won 25 cents. Oh yeah, raking it in. Watch out, meet Kevin and Graham Stephan. Then of course, after that first week was over and my bonus tickets expired, I only had 1 ticket, which is pretty lame. Your odds of winning with 1 ticket are like 0. So I deposited another $100. And having a total of 5 tickets, I won a whopping 60 cents. And I stayed with just $125 deposited for a while because after that I won $15. Then more. So this was great, but I was starting to realize that I could win more money, so I deposited more. And then I won some more money, and then I deposited more. And you see how this cycle works, where it kind of works into your psychology and helps you to save. It's a good thing overall. In total for the year of 2020, which is the end of September all the way through December, I won a total of $55.72. And when you do the math for that over the course of a year, that's a whopping 125.72%, which is insane. I was set to double my money using Yotta compared to the bank, which was paying me 0.5% interest. So like I said, the simplest way to get more tickets is just to deposit more money. You get 1 ticket for every $25 you put in. But the other way is to get more bonus tickets by referring friends. And this is probably the main reason why people who make videos about Yotta, like I do, get more tickets and get more returns than the average person. Because anytime somebody signs up with your link, you get that next bonus of 100 or 150 or 200 tickets. It's like this nice little dollop on top of your normal ticket amount. For just 1 week, you get an extra bonus. However, those rates of returns for people like me and other people who make videos about this, like Eddie and Graham and Andre, we're going to get higher rates of returns than the average person. Typically, a high yield savings account has been the best place to park your money for short or medium term. But lately, with interest rates falling like an absolute rock, it left people looking for better places to park their money. So even if you're not referring a lot of people using your referral link, that's fine. Your odds of earning more than the 0.3 or 0.5% at a bank are still pretty good. So even if you only make 1%, that's 2 or 3 times more than the bank, which is totally great. So since we've got it out in the open in full transparency that a lot of people have signed up through my Yotta link, I thought I would share how many people that is and approximately how many tickets I've gotten as a result. As of February 19th, 2021, a total of 49 people have signed up through my Yotta referral link. And in that case, if my Yotta spreadsheet is correct, that means I've gotten a total bonus of 13,450 extra tickets just from people signing up with my Yotta link. And even though those referral bonus tickets only last for 1 week, that's still a huge advantage. So take my overall returns with a grain of salt. Remember that your odds of winning are limited by the amount of money that you deposit and the number of tickets you get, but nothing can limit the number of times you smash the like button. And as these numbers make clear, I've obviously gotten way higher returns just because of these referral bonus tickets than if it was just based on the amount of money that I deposited. For example, the January APY was well over 12%, and so far the February month-to-date APY is over 16%. So far to date, I've deposited a total of $4,500 into Yotta. Our total savings reward, which is Yotta speak for just base interest, has been $1.07, and our total prizes have been $137.50. So if my math is right on that, we've earned just over 3% interest with Yotta, or total money back with Yotta, whatever you want to call it. It's not technically interest because it's sweepstakes winnings. And I did a whole nother video about the tax implications of winning a sweepstakes, and I'll put that in the description in case you want to watch that. So what does this mean for you and your potential experience with Yotta? Well, if your goal was like mine, and that's just to beat the typical high yield savings account and any other basic safe form to stash money in the short term, well, Yotta can do that for you. Now, I earned a little over 3%. My friends that don't refer so many people are averaging between kind of 0.3 and 2%. So it's still a no-brainer when it comes to a safe place to stash some cash while you wait to spend it. That could be your emergency fund money of 3 to 6 months of living expenses. It could be your next car savings. It could be whatever you have that you plan to spend in the next couple years. And speaking of friends, one new feature that just got rolled out with Yotta is called Yotta Pools. And this is just like a lottery pool that you might have going at work where the Mega Millions gets up to $135 million. Everyone goes in on a big pool of tickets together, and then you plan and you agree and you shake hands that if you win, you'll split the winnings. Right? Right, Steve? You'll split the winnings, the holder of the tickets, or else we're going to come with torches and pitchforks to your house. Thankfully, Yotta doesn't leave it down to one person's discretion or their morality to turn that in and make sure we all split the winnings. It does all that electronically for you. So I'm in a couple different pools, one with some buddies and one with my wife, just to test it out to see how it works. And it works beautifully. As the numbers drop day by day, you see what your winnings are live. So it'll tell you your breakdown as far as your percentage of actual winnings to expect. Then Sunday when the Yotta ball drops, your proportion of the winnings are divided up exactly and sent to your account. It's a beautiful thing. So the whole goal of that is just to distribute your odds across a wider number of tickets. So maybe if you had those exact same numbers picked in a ticket, you wouldn't have earned quite as much because you've got to split it with your friends now. But the odds of you winning are greatly increased because now you've got accessibility to more tickets. So it's a fun way to mix it up, and I plan to continue using the pools for the time being. There's also been a promise made within the app of a future Yotta debit card, which is kind of odd and interesting to me. I assume this means that your Yotta balance will then act kind of like a checking account balance, and whatever you purchase with the debit card will just be withdrawn from that balance. And obviously, since you know now, any reduction in the amount of money you have deposited takes down the number of tickets you have too, which lessens your odds of winning. So to combat that, they have a system. Yotta says you'll earn 10% tickets back, or for every $10 you spend, you'll get a ticket. And they specify that this will be for next week's contest, so I think it'll be one of those like 1 week bonus ticket things that expires after that week is over. But hey, that's still incentive to actually use the thing like a checking account. They also say if you refer more than 10 friends, you won't be stuck with that flimsy plastic debit card. You'll get a nice crisp premium metal debit card. Such a weird way to flex nowadays to have like a metal card. I've got an Apple Card. It's like the loudest thing ever when you drop it. As with a lot of other new card offers these days, there's an initial spend incentive too. If you spend a total of $2,000 in the first 4 months, they'll give you 1,000 bonus tickets. Again, bonus tickets probably means they'll expire after 1 week, but hey, 1,000 tickets is 1,000 tickets, right? In my experience, this is probably worth somewhere between $1 and $15, which isn't huge, but it's not a credit card, it's just a debit card. So to get any kind of bonus there is kind of cool. And who knows, maybe one of those 1,000 tickets will be the second Tesla Yotta gives away. Again, would you take the Tesla or the cash? I don't know what I would do. I'm pretty tempted by the Tesla itself. That would be a great daily driver. And if all those incentives have you wanting the debit card, you can move up in rank or in line to get the debit card by referring friends. Predictable. They want you to refer friends. For every friend you refer, it says you move up 100 spots. And somehow I've been at the number 1 spot for a long time, but I've seen other people on Reddit and elsewhere that also say they're in the number 1 spot. So apparently there's just a row of us in line, all there at the number 1 spot, ready to get this debit card. I will let you know when I get it, and I'll probably make a video about it, just letting you know what my experience is with it and if it's worthwhile. Another new development is called Yotta Gifts. Not the moving picture thing you can send in your phone. Gifts, like Yotta presents, gifts. And Yotta allows you to give somebody money starting at $25 and up, and for doing that you get 100 bonus tickets. Just to try it out, I sent my mom $25 and it worked. I mean, as it should. You didn't have any reason to be skeptical that it wouldn't work, but I just had to test it out to make sure I could tell you that in this video and be confident that it actually worked. Of course, whoever's on the receiving end has to download the app and start an account with Yotta to actually get the money, but if they do that, then hey, you both have a Yotta account now and you both got some tickets, so you can start your Yotta journey together. After 5 months of use, I still think Yotta is worthwhile. And if you've seen my other videos, you also know that I use use another prize-linked savings account called Prize Pool. I think both are worthwhile, both earn you a lot more money than a savings account, and they're a lot more fun. And actually, I might enjoy saving money with these a little bit too much because I really don't want to ever withdraw the money because I want to keep winning. I'm stuck on winning now. You really can't go wrong with either of those options if you're looking for something to replace your traditional savings account. So jump right in, use a referral code from me or anybody else on either one. Just don't forget to use a referral code because if you don't, then you miss out on some of those initial boosts whenever you sign up. And this whole video has just been for fun, just to show you what my experience was, what my returns have been so far. It's not meant to be any advice for you. You do whatever works for you in your situation. This is purely for informational purposes. If you have more questions about them, which you probably do if this is your first time hearing about it, I've made several other videos, so check the links in the description for other videos of mine about prize-linked savings accounts, specifically Prize Pool and Yotta Savings. Remember to keep those YouTube notifications turned off and spend time with people you love with undivided attention. Don't forget to invest in the like button, and if you felt after watching this video welling up deep hatred in your heart, then don't forget to double tap that dislike button. And hey, it turns out like 98% of people that watch my videos aren't yet subscribed. If you thought this was at all helpful or a little bit entertaining, or you want some more videos in the future about personal finance or productivity, then go ahead and hit subscribe. It helps me out a lot, and it provides you with something that's totally free for you, and it might add value to your life. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Today, it's time for a trail run. I'm committing to this ultramarathon. I'm gonna do it. I'm making it happen. So I'm going to an area here in Tempe, Arizona that's called Papago Park. And it's got these crazy rock formations that look like little miniature versions of the mountains in Sedona. And it's really beautiful. There's not a lot of vertical gain, but it's trails, it's relatively close. So it gets you out the door, on the trails, and at minimal risk of injury, which I like. If you're new here, the plan is for me to run a 50K ultramarathon around Thanksgiving, which is a little over 31 miles. So it counts as an ultra because it's more than a marathon, but it is just barely more than a marathon. And up to this point, I feel like the most I've ever really ran in one day that's actually running is maybe half a marathon, somewhere around in there. I've done rim to rim in the Grand Canyon. I helped pace a friend in the last 20 miles of his ultra, but I've never actually ran that far. What needs to happen is that I need to run consistently and up my mileage from now, which is like 4 miles a week at the most, all the way up to closer to 30 miles a week, or maybe even more, to be able to actually participate in this, have a good time, and not just be on the struggle bus the whole time. So that's the goal. Like, I think you could get out and you could walk 30 miles and you'd survive. It would be okay. But that's not as much fun as running, having a good time, feeling okay, feeling like you're not gonna die in the meantime. It's still pretty cold here in Arizona, which is like in the mid 60s around noon. So I should feel pretty good only running 2 or 3 or 4 miles today, be able to come home and not be dehydrated or too worn out. But this summer, it's gonna be a different story. It'll be a distinct, different challenge to be able to get through 20 or 30 miles in a week and not have lasting effects from the heat. Plus, as you train for something like this, it's the other supporting muscles like your core, your hips, your glutes that really get tested, because those are the things that you don't use as much every day, and they really get strained on a longer run. So I need to be doing all kinds of PT and strengthening stuff in the meantime to make this a possibility. Here we are. All right, time to go. Quails. Well, that was awesome. Something like 3.5 miles, plenty slow, a little bit of vert. Tons of people out here right now. Like, this parking lot is just packed. But that was a good time. And I'm listening to this book called The Ultramarathon Man by Dean Karnazes, who is an absolute animal. So if you want some inspiration, read that book.